welcome to
Literally iconic. The news is finally
So
out.
exciting.
Guys, this is our first video ever. I feel like we're stressing it a little bit. How are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm like kind of shyness.
Me too. Okay, so to start off, my name is Mimi.
My name's Kimberly, a.k.a. Kimmy.
This is a podcast where we're going to be talking all things motherhood, teenagehood,
Drama, treatment.
all things about being a teen mom and a teen. I feel like Kimmy and I gossip so much, guys.
Well, we're just girls.
Yeah. And I feel like we are always like, this is some good tea. We need to share this with people. So I feel like it would be a good idea, to bring our friends in. So sorry, we are a little new at this. So we are a little shy. This is our first video ever, as we explained. But we did want to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves, about,
The queens we are.
for those of you who are new here, who have never heard of us before, so you guys can get to know us a little bit better. So we'll get started with Kimberly.
Well, my name's Kimberly. I'm 15. It sounds like those. You know when like they make you go in a circle at school? Like, what's your favorite color? I'm 15. I'm a sophomore. I'm a Virgo. My favorite color is pink. We actually all share the same color. Like me and my mom, the twins. I'm the oldest child, and I made my mom a mommy.
So my name is Mimi, and I am her mom. I actually had her at 15, so I was a really young mom.
So me right now pregnant.
Literally at her age. By the way, I always get sidetracked, guys. You guys will notice, but I want to get into the name, and you guys will catch on the many times I say literally. And so many of my friends make fun of me, like, you say literally a lot. But anyway, so I did have Kimmy at the age that she is now. So I would be like 5 months pregnant right now. It's just mind blowing to think about that.
Literally.
That at that age I was pregnant. Like, it's just so crazy. And I feel like I've tried so hard to give Kimmy a completely different life than I had. So we kind of want to dive into that as well, dive it, because I'm sure her life is not perfect either. So she could kind of expose me as well. She's like, yeah. But no, we really want to get down to, who we really are. I know a lot of our followers already kind of know a little bit more of us, but a lot of people don't really know a lot about Kimberly.
You just see kind of like a glimpse about it. It's not really the full shebang.
And you know what? I feel like in a lot of platforms, we do have to kind of filter ourselves because,
People are sensitive.
they are. And that's something that we talk about a lot too. It's kind of like, let's just say what we want to say, Like,
it's because we have like big personalities, and like for example at school they're like, oh, she's diva, or like she talks a lot, and it's like maybe.
and that is so crazy because I tell her, I'm sure a lot of the girls who watch here are going to be like, yep, but I used to get the same thing. And when we actually talk to people, they're always like, what? I never knew. Like, I thought you were like mean or whatever. And maybe it's que tenemos la cara de fuchi. But no, in reality, I feel like we're not that way, And we really, I mean, at least myself, we are very blunt people, and like we say it how it is. And there's so many topics that I feel like I want to talk about, but we can't because it's like, can we say that? And you know what? Here we're gonna say that. We're gonna keep it real.
You guys are our favorites.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get dibs on everything, but just keep it here.
This being recorded.
I know they're like, oh, they're gonna say names, drop names. But yeah, once again with the literally iconic. So I actually had a few messages. People are like, oh, you say literally, like when I'm nervous, I guess, or when I'm like, valid.
She doesn't know what to say. She's like,
literally. And Kimmy, everything.
Like,
iconic.
Like, she could be, I don't know, peeing behind a bush. I'm like, iconic.
So what better than literally iconic? Like,
mixing the best of both worlds.
And if you've seen our abbreviations, this was totally like, I didn't think of this until later after we came up with the name. Literally iconic was always like, when we were like,
came to us one day.
It was literally, okay, this is how it came out. It was literally
iconic.
No, when we we're like, you know what? Having a podcast, just me and you, would be literally iconic.
And we're like, that's the name.
And it was so crazy because Kimmy was like, that would literally, like, it was just like, we couldn't even think of another name. That's all that kept on coming up. So we were like, that's it. It's literally iconic.
And we knew we wanted one, but we didn't know about the name. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. sorry guys, we're gonna get used to that too because again, it's our first time. But when we wrote down the literally iconic podcast and like I abbreviated, I was like, it's a lip. So that's our logo, lip, because literally iconic podcast. We are wearing the literally iconic shirts. So who knows? Maybe we'll drop some lippies later. It's all our first episode. They're like, girl, no, cancel. No, but okay, we feel like YouTube, for example, is our vlog, kind of like what we do with the family and everything. So we were debating as well if we should do the podcast on its own YouTube channel or on the family channel.
But we thought we should do it on the family channel because after all, that's where we started.
I just kind of felt too like if we made literally iconic a brand new YouTube, it's like, who are these girls? Like, who cares? But at least here, our YouTube family, I feel like that's our OG family. Like, I mean, I love being on Instagram.
Since like 2018.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah. But I feel like you guys have seen the kids grow. You guys have seen me grow physically.
The cringeness, the everything.
Yeah, and I feel like I just have a soft spot for YouTube, and I feel like YouTube is kind of dying down now. And I'm like, let's bring it back to YouTube and share with our OG people. Yes. But yeah, we want to know what you guys want to know about us, and we do want to spill some tea. So I actually had a game in mind.
Oh, you didn't tell me this, BB.
No, I did a little break the ice.
She's like, what do we talk about? She's like, I had a game.
I'm like, I don't know what to talk about.
Tell them about the photo shoot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go off, queen. We'll remember that later.
So my mom, like, she wants to be mysterious, but she's like, BB, we all know.
No. Okay, first of all, guys, when we talk, we cut each other off so much that we forget what we were talking about. And this is why we wanted a podcast, because we talk so much. Let me give them the scoop because they don't know what's going on. So today, as you're watching,
we look a little scruffy.
Yeah, we went to do our photo shoot this morning. And it was exhausting. Let me tell you, being a girl is hard.
Literally.
Hence why we're wearing this. We're like, should we do our hair or should we throw some fake hair? What was it, Kimmy? I like your hair.
She thinks just about it.
But yeah, we did that today, and we're gonna go ahead and link the information of the guy who did our pictures. His place is here in Arizona. It's in Meza, Arizona, but it's so pretty, guys. They have like a scenery for every occasion. And again, this is not sponsored, but I love shouting out people who treat us good. And let me tell you,
he was so genuine.
This place, like, yeah, you'll love the vibe. They make you feel so comfortable. You know how sometimes when you go get pictures, they kind of make you feel a little like.
And we would tell you guys like,
or we just want to bring it up.
Yeah, we would just.
If we bring something up, is because the person's legit. Yeah. So we definitely do recommend you try it out at least. You don't. So they have like different packages, and I think I'll make a vlog about it. But anyway, wanted to let you know what she was talking about with the photo shoot. So we went to get the pictures today for the podcast that you guys already been seeing. If this is up by now, you guys seen the pictures. But go ahead.
So we were like posing on a swing, and my mom was like, I don't know about the swing.
We hadn't posed yet.
Yeah. She's like, maybe you could sit on the swing, Kimmy, and I'll just sit. Like, I'll stand next to you. And I was like, okay. She's like, oh, you just go first. So I sat on the swing. I took my pictures. It was like, it was giving cute. And then I'm hyping myself up like, what?
No, it was giving good. I liked it.
And then after, my mom gets on the swing and she's kind of like all shy. And what emoji?
I don't know.
She's like, and then he's like, he starts taking pictures of her and she's like this. I'm like, queen, we love her.
It is so funny because, okay, guys, you guys seen any of our videos, I always get anxiety when I meet new people. And Kimmy knows I was sweating, guys. Like, I don't know why. Like, it just gives me anxiety. But,
and you wouldn't think that because she's such a social butterfly.
I am a social person,
but we're also humans.
But yeah, I do get anxiety just when I meet someone. Like, once the ice is melted, girl, I'm going to slide all up in that water. But when the ice is solid,
she's an ice skater.
I'm dripping like that. However,
ciao.
Anyway, yeah, I was feeling very awkward, but when it comes down to the pictures, baby, I have to slay the day.
Yeah, like
it's literally iconic.
You put the awkwardness aside.
Yeah, and it's so funny because he was making comments like, "Oh, you guys knew what you were doing,"
but not in a weird way. I think at first I was also shy because it's like a male.
Yeah,
and But he was such a king. Like,
He was hyping us up.
yeah,
He's
but
like, "Girl, you know what you're
yeah, but he was
doing."
respectful. He was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you did not come to play."
king.
Love that.
Stop it. Not the Alice. Okay, so that's another thing too, guys. Me with another thing.
We're like amigos.
Shut
I'm
up! I
sorry. Is that
hate
the
you.
same?
Yes,
Oh,
I was just gonna tell her,
twin.
Kimmy. Okay, so let's see, like, not even
You
just
took
now.
my joke.
I hate. I said it first.
You're mean.
Okay, we promise to stop talking over each
Okay,
other.
sorry.
But even when, like, let's say me and
Right.
Manny are arguing or like speaking, right? Like, let's say I'm like, oh my god, I love your hair, Kimmy will be like, king. And I'm like, it's giving like, and she's like, slay. Like, she's literally like the Migos. She has to have an ad lib at the end of every sentence.
Because it's just like an awkward silence. Like, I'm gonna say something.
It's like the period, the cherry on top.
Literally. My mom is very like, how do I explain it? Like, for example, I'm like, oh, mom, look, that guy's cute. She would be like, oh, go talk to him. Or like, she'll like encourage me to talk to him. And then I talk to him and she's like, ah, Kimmy, I don't like him. I'm like, baby, you fed into my delusions.
That is true. Okay, so that's
Or like, he gives me a bad vibe. Like,
no. Okay,
she always has bad vibes.
no es cierto. So I know her type. So instantly, that's another thing too. Like when I was growing up, I couldn't tell my mom like a guy was cute. I couldn't, and I really worked on, you know, being
Being cool.
different. Like not cool mom, but like well, yeah,
You have your boundaries.
yeah. Like I'm a strict mom, but I also like want her to be able to be a teen, you know. So I know like I'm actually so strict as into like where she wasn't allowed to do any kind of makeup whatsoever until she was 15. She wasn't allowed to date until she was 15. And
And
it's crazy because so many of her friends were like doing makeup and I kind of feel bad. I feel like, oh my God, I feel
like the
bad.
last 2 months, she let me wear mascara.
Mascara, that was it. But I just felt like I'm so strict on her and I tell her why too. I tell her I want you to enjoy your youth. I want you to live your childhood that I wasn't able to live, you know? And I think that's why I'm strict with her.
I
But
think I still am though. Like,
well, yeah, well now you're doing I mean, she had her quinceañera and everything.
Mhm.
She has good grades. So I let her do her makeup. I let her do her thing. And I also do want her to enjoy herself. So when I do see a cute guy, I'm like, hey, that's Kimmy's type. I'm like, Kimmy, let's go. Go get his
Yeah.
number. The only okay, that's my good, cool mom part, you know? But when it comes to my intuition, I feel like my intuition doesn't lie. Like
Then you shouldn't have told me he was cute.
because okay, un hombre puede estar
Yeah,
guapo,
that's true.
but their
Like
actions,
your other mom senses kick in.
yeah, like the okay, yeah, he passed the vibe check as in he looks cute, but did he pass the vibe check, you know?
Real.
And I feel like there, like cuando me empieza a decir, and that's the thing, Kimmy doesn't tell me everything, of course, but she does tell me, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Or with that guy or whatever, you know? And she'll tell me things here and there, and I'm like, that's a red flag, baby. Because I feel like
red.
when you're like falling for a guy, we tend to not see those red flags, you know?
Like obviously, I do think I'm pretty good at noticing red flags too, because I have
Yeah.
some friends where they're like, I'm like, baby.
No, yeah, I
But I
know.
obviously do have my dumb moments, and she'll.
Well, yeah, of course we
You know?
all do, you know? And that's one thing too. I feel like in my friend group, I'm that friend that I feel like I'm that love hate relationship to my friends, and they could like testify to that. I like will be so blunt with them that I feel like como que me odian in a way. They're like, ugh, she's right. Because les digo like what they don't want to hear. But I feel like in a friendship, if somebody's telling you everything you want to hear, is that even your friend? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know what I mean? Like, for example, my besties, I don't want to expose my besties, but
Name
like
drop.
every single time they'll be hitting me up with, oh my God, he did this to me again. And I'm like, girl, you still with him. Like, ¿cuántas veces te va a hacer lo mismo? Y ahí vas a estar. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Por Delulu. And the good thing is that my friends are
They need
so
some source of entertainment.
they're so self-aware. They're like, yeah, that's true. Delulu is the Delulu. And I'm like, no, girl. So I just don't want Kimmy to not have that person to talk to. And that's why I would rather her tell me the truth. And I'm like, at the end of the day, the choice is going to be hers. You know, like, ella es la que se va a chingar si se va a meter con the vibe check guy just because he's cute. But, you know, that's.
No, I think I've learned to like trust your intuition, because I'm like, he's cute. I'm gonna just keep talking to him, and I'm like, my mom was right. Obviously, like you're obviously not right about everything, but
Yeah.
that's like everybody, you know. But for the most part, like you're right, you know. Like, cause also my dad helped a lot. like he'll be like, no, guys at that age, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's good to get both opinions.
And you know what? That's another reason too why I wanted to do this podcast, because I feel like Kimmy and I have a relationship where a lot of people are like, "Oh, we didn't know." And I if I was, for example, when I was Kimmy's age, I didn't have anybody to talk to like that. I didn't know like who to vent to, like who to go to, and I really feel like if I would have had like a podcast like this, well, back in my day,
It
there
was
was
in a
no
CD.
there was
yes.
no podcast, yeah. But I would have. I feel
boombox.
like
I'm serious.
not the boombox. I'm not that old, but there would have. It would have kind of been like a relief for me. I will make sure that I give her my input, and then before I even tell Manny my input, I make sure that I'm like, "Hey, Manny, what do you think about this?" And he says it in front of her, and I feel like that's why she trusts my intuition. She's like, "Wait, what? Like, how are they saying the same thing when they haven't even told each other the same thing?" And sometimes Manny will give her different advice because again, he sees it like the guy's point of view. And that's something that I'm so thankful to Manny for. I wish I would have had that so bad, because now I know. Like, I didn't know back in the day. Guys just wanted one thing. I thought they were like, they liked the color of my eyes. Basic brown. I
That's
know.
a Vegas part. We need to talk about Vegas too.
Yes, we do. It was so freaking cold when we went, guys. It was.
And we went in our hoochie clothes.
Well, it was Vegas, BB. We had to
Sorry
take the
about
cutest
it.
fits, but yeah, it was freaking freezing.
And live photos, you just see our legs go like
they're all wiggly. I was thinking, you know how Kimmy made that comment? And again, I'm a very like, I think on the spot type of person. You know how a lot of people do their podcasts and they have it scripted? Nope. Here I'm just going with the flow. But you know how you said that you feel like when you were in school and you had to introduce yourself and like, "Hi, I'm Kimmy." So how about we introduce each other saying 5 random facts that the viewers might not know about it? You go first.
No, I want you to go first so I can see how hard I go.
No, that's why I want you to go first.
No.
Okay, because if I go first, okay, if I go first, I feel like I might be a little too savage. But if you're nice, then I'll take it easy. That's why I want you to go first.
Okay.
What's something that they might not know about me that they're like, oh, no way, ¿hace qué?
Wait, I'm scared. I don't want to do this.
Okay, no. Okay, let's start it easy. That way it can be even more funner. We will start with 5 random facts about each other that maybe you guys didn't know but are like facts that are facts, And
facts that are facts.
Yeah, like for example, I like pink. I mean, a lot of people know that, but not everybody knew that. So that's a fact. So Kimberly's gonna
not everybody knew that. I think guys, her favorite color is purple.
Literally everything's pink. But okay, so no, facts like that, like obvious facts. 5 facts, I'll say 5 about you, because sometimes we don't even realize, you know what I mean? And then you say 5 about me, and then we'll get into the juicy 5 facts. Okay, ready?
So 5 facts about you?
Yeah, 1 fact first.
I have you forgetting me. She has the first thing that comes to mind is because it's in your little Hello Kitty. She has a lower back tattoo. Wait,
not the
I don't
tramp
think that's
stamp. That is not a nice fact.
I'm sorry.
We said nice facts.
Wait, but that's kind of iconic.
Literally,
like imagine like literally iconic. I love that.
Okay, well, I guess we're getting right to it.
No, I'm sorry. She's like, well,
Kimmy had a camel toe.
Baby, what? Girl. At 1 year old, like what? Let's
not the ugly lavender ears. Guys,
like,
we're new to this.
Like, put away the mic.
Cut. Now we ain't couldn't hear, baby.
Wait, are we going like 1 and 1, or I just say all 5?
Yeah, you just said 1.
We like even numbers.
It was very rudeness.
I'm sorry. But it's kind of iconic, guys. Imagine there's people out there that have one and you're calling them rudeness.
No, like as in like, we could have saved the dirty.
Why swim when you could dive in?
She's like, I that's why I learned how to swim. We just pushed you in.
Bye.
Oh, fun fact. Kimmy learned how to swim because I pushed her in. Like, let's be for real. Okay, I'm sorry guys, but I'm the type that like I get into a story about everything I say. But anyway, so that's a fun fact about Kimmy, the way she learned how to swim. I was gonna say dive.
Why?
It's because I literally made her dive into the pool. I
Because
just
I would
dropped
just
her in there.
always hold on to like the little sides of the pool.
Yeah, and that's how I learned. I feel like true Mexicans, like 90% of the people I know, like we just kind of got thrown in
You
there.
just figure it out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if you're dying, then I guess I gotta rescue
You're not a
you.
true wetback.
Kimberly.
You don't even know how to swim. I'm just kidding. Bye.
No, but really, that's how they learn, and I feel like I do the really like tough momming, and I know like now it's like trending the whole I'm trying to like what is it warm talk my kids or something.
They use a
There's
word, but I
there's
don't
a
know.
word I can't think of it, but
Mhm.
not up in here. I'm like you're gonna learn how I learned, but then I kind of show them why.
My mom you're 5'7", no? No, I'm just kidding. It's because
Yes.
she lies about her height every single day.
No, I do
She's
not.
5'6", but I get confused.
I am actually
She's
5'6",
she's a tall queen.
but I feel like I don't know if anybody else can relate. Ever since I turned 30 and I went to the doctors, they told me I'm 5'5", and I'm like, girl, am I shrinking?
You told me you're 5'7".
She told me she was 12.
Me. I'm like, guys, I'm 5'4".
No, I was 5'6". I said 5'6" my whole life. My ID says 5'6".
So
But
did they
like
mess
on a
up?
good day, I'm 5'6". On a bad day, I'm 5'5". No big deal.
I wonder, like, comment down below. Does she look taller than that or shorter than that?
They're like, she looks like an
Right.
Amazonian.
That's what I want to know about me too. Because do I look shorter or taller?
Well, I feel like when I look at your pictures, I'm like, okay, slay the day, little gazelle. But
Bye.
she's a petite little tiny queen.
Smurf. Like, I'm just kidding. Bye.
I was like looking for a nice word. No, how
I'm like a
tall are
little
you? Like
Shopkin.
2'3"?
Baby, not me being a mini brand.
She's obsessed with mini brands. That's a third fact.
Bye.
See, I'm just throwing them out there because I be forgetting.
True.
How
I'm
tall are you?
5'1". I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But I am 5'1".
are you?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I am. I could have lied. I'm just kidding. But yeah. I
And she's
mean,
like 30 pounds.
no.
Just kidding.
All right now. We're not going into pounds. Let's
You're like, you really want to go there?
Did I ever tell you about that like teacher that body shamed me in front of class?
Oh, that is
We'll
that's
come
crazy.
back into that.
We'll go back into that one because we
Okay.
need to finish. We're all over the
Oh,
place.
imagine Mr. Terrazzo, I'm coming for you.
Guys, like we said, we're dropping names. We don't gatekeep over here. We're gonna give the drama. Porque eso me cae tan mal cuando cuentan chisme like, oh, well, I met this blah 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 person. Like, no, we need
Right.
names.
Like, are we playing World
If
Waldo
not, like,
or?
are you just making up a story? We need the names.
Oh my god, this is a good one. It's like kind of shocking that you don't like black and white animals.
It's not that I don't like them.
Like,
That's a lie.
They scare you.
Okay, I love my favorite animal is a killer whale.
Which is weird because she doesn't like.
I don't know. Maybe I always tell the kids. I think in my past life, like a black and white animal killed me because like I have like an internal fear, and I never knew about this fear until I went to the zoo and I seen a freaking zebra, and it's basically a horse with stripes. But like guys, it was like hallucinating my vision.
Not hallucinating.
Like I was like tripping out, and I was scared. Like I was scared for dear life, and it's crazy because I seen it like a big animal. Like no, like how can I explain that? Like they were all together, and like my vision, because I have really bad
So you
eyesight.
see like a whirlpool.
Yeah, like it was just going crazy, and it's crazy because I looked into it, and that's how zebras in the wild actually protect each other. Like lions and other animals think it's a big animal because like they kind of camouflage. So I guess like I was like a predator or something. It sure did. And after that, like even when I see like a panda, which they look so cute, they kind of scare me. I don't know why. So yeah, that's a good fact. Guys, she is not a morning person. Let me tell you that. Like, it's like a different person. You have to wait. It's like la carne cuando la sacas del freezer. You have to wait for it to thaw out. Like that's the best way I could describe it.
Like I don't wake up like.
Yeah, no, it's literally like you see it, and you'll see it like that, and so like, oh, ya se descongeló la carne. She's good to go. But it takes a while. Like literally, I'll be like, "Good morning, Kimmy." She's like,
it's not just towards you.
no, it's everyone. Like, just move out her way. It's giving Luda. But even then, that's one thing I can give you is that you are not a morning person, but she still gets what she needs to get done. Like, when I wake up, because I take her to school in the mornings, my coffee's done. Me lo tiene listo. Like her hair, makeup, everything's done. She had her snack. So that's one thing. She's super responsible, which I think that's why she gets so stressed. But I mean, so I don't necessarily judge her. I just learned to, move out the way. And it's
I think
crazy.
it's also because you're not a morning person too.
Maybe.
Like,
It's like two
but
magnets.
but your solutions coffee, and I don't drink coffee like that.
Yeah, maybe you need to get into coffee, baby.
Bye. I get the chorrations. Guys, I would always call churros. Like, do you remember when I was like, "Mom, can I have a churro?"
That is so embarrassing.
And the lady was just giving me like,
Not you mean
"BB."
no
Los
sabo.
me. They sound similar. Like,
She's all like, ay, qué rico, se escucha un
Chu-
chorro.
bye.
They're
Nah,
like,
shit.
girl, what?
Like, there's some Hershey squirts away. Bye. Oh my god. Like, you could just know if my mom ever gets hacked, you're gonna know it's not her. Like, her
Why?
language is just so distinct. Like, she'll mess, like, I know when she's like mad, kind of mad, and when she's like super mad. Like, she'll write in all caps. And I'm like, how did you have time to write this? Or like, she'll send me a TikTok at school, and I get it. Like, I had sent her a TikTok, but like, so many can happen in 3 minutes. Like, what if my teacher see me on my phone? Like all of a sudden I'm not allowed to be on my phone. And she's like, SMH, you didn't respond to my TikTok. I'm like,
You know I'm upset when I toss that SMH in
I
there.
SMH, the exclamation mark.
The exclamation marks. They're all
Queen.
caps. And it's so crazy because we were
Like,
watching
I could hear your voice at school.
we were watching The Circle, and David asked me, David's my son, he's like, Mom, if you went into The Circle, would you go in as yourself? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And then I was telling Manny, I'm like, I think if you went into The Circle, you could play myself.
Yeah.
And then David's like, I think anybody can play you just because it's so easy.
You're giving hackers an idea. They're like, anybody can play.
For real. No, but it is. I think it is like super easy because I'm very like,
And like, she always uses that little emoji that goes like this. She never knew it was a hug.
I never did. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, cheery, like,
oh yeah, who goes like this? Not the jazz
period
hands.
queen.
Aw.
I really thought it was like happy, like excited. I'm so excited vibes.
But to be honest, like, I feel like nobody really calls that the hug emoji.
How is that a
Yeah.
hug emoji?
I don't know. I think I've seen a
To me,
TikTok
the hug
once.
is like
It's
the teddy bear.
BB.
And like when we like,
Not
if I'm
googly
trying to
bears.
if I'm trying to send you hugs, I'll send you the teddy bear.
Aw,
That's what I'll
kinda
send.
cute.
Another fact about Kimberly. This is my last one.
Okay,
The
no,
nice ones. Let's see. Okay, so something that I feel like a lot of kids her age don't do, because I know I didn't. She is so freaking organized, and it's kind of like what, like, well, when she wants to be, porque every now and then her room's a mess. But when she cleans, she takes so long because she has to make sure everything is like not necessarily organized, but yeah, organized. Like I could literally like I can clean my own vanity, right? But I would rather have her do it because she will get down. She will make sure that thing is like organized. Really is my assistant, my manager, my photographer, my everything. Like a lot of the stuff I do, or like in basis que pongo cosas, I'm like I don't overthink
She
stuff
always misspells on her story.
because I really like I'll post it and like
There's
the
no rush.
like the autocorrect like lo hace, and I never overread my stuff. Like I'm very live in the moment. Like hace cuenta si vamos a los tucanes, I'll be like tucanes, and then I'll go back to dancing. I have my English keyboard and then the Spanish keyboard. And like por ejemplo, like during the day, if I'm messaging my mom, I'll put it to the Spanish keyboard, and then like later I'll change it to English like if I'm messaging you guys. But sometimes I don't change it, and like I'll put it in Spanish and I'll text like that, and it'll be, you know what I mean? So it's like, what are you spelling? But I'm like, whatever. I'm the type of person who doesn't care to explain myself. I'm like, oopsie, like that's my explanation.
Sometimes it's good being over.
Yeah, and Kimmy's like, Mom,
I'll rewatch my story
that
7 times.
She does. Kimmy really does do that. I'm like, what? What's got you smiling like that? She's like, I'm watching my stories.
Bye.
It goes back to the whole organized. Like she's an analyzer. She analyzes everything. In me, I'm very like, she's like, Mom, qué vergüenza. You misspelled again. I'm like, ¿qué tiene? Like, obviously, these people are following me. They know, like, this, otra vez contigo. I really don't care. I'm very like, what are they going to do? Talk smack? Yeah, that's a good trait. I tell her, like, algún día, like, she could clean people's closets for a living.
K part 2. I'm just kidding.
You know what? That's a crazy fun fact, too. When Kimberly was born, I think that's the time when, like, when Kim Kardashian was, like, coming up, and it wasn't for a good reason. And everybody was like, oh, you named her after Kim Kardashian. And I would get so upset because when I named you, I didn't know about that yet. You were born 2008. I named you after Kim Possible. I remember I would watch that
Look at
cartoon.
this hair, babes.
I would watch that cartoon like every day.
Aw.
And one day I heard her mom say, Kimberly Ann Possible. And I was like, Kimberly Ann. I was set on Kimberly Ann. I didn't name her Kimberly Ann. I named her Kimberly Noemi. I think it was pretty.
It's pretty. I like me having myself.
It's crazy. She was Kim Possible this past year, right?
Yeah,
And I was thriving because my whole life I was like, oh, algún día she's
Aw.
gonna dress like Kim Possible.
Yeah.
And I was able to be She-Go because I was always like, she's a baddie.
Queen.
Guys, we gotta put this out here.
Please.
She's Kimberly slash Kimmy.
Not Kim.
So many people call her Kim, especially people you just met.
Or it's even like people I've been knowing for a while, but I don't tell. Like, how does the conversation go? Well, I guess like, hey Kim, I'm like, don't call me that. It sounds like
Rude.
yeah, or like, oh, I don't like calling that. Like, it's any way you put it, it sounds mean.
Yeah.
So I just never tell people, but I just don't like Kim. Like, I just feel like it sounds like very like bland.
Yeah.
Back to Mr. Durazo. I don't think we didn't forget about you.
We already spilled the tea on Durazo. He's over there waiting, like, what did I do?
This all happened in 8th grade, and I'm so butthurt. I feel like people think like, oh, you're skinny, you shouldn't be like ashamed of it. And I wasn't ashamed of it. It's just like the way he said it. So I was in class. I had for science, and it was me and my best friend at the time.
For real.
But anyways, I forgot what we were talking about. Like she said something about like, oh, I'm something pounds. I don't even know why we're talking about pounds to begin with. And I said something like, oh, I'm 90 pounds. I was not 90 pounds. I lied about being fatter. I was like 100, and I said like, oh, I'm 120, which I'm
Yeah.
not even 120 now. But and
And he called you out on your BS. Let's be
yeah.
for real. He was just
yeah,
calling you
no,
out.
and I don't mind that. But he was like, oh, you're not 120, Kimberly. And I was like, yes, I am. Because I'm like, I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm never gonna be wrong. I'm just kidding. Sorry about it. And then he told the whole class. He's like, how much you want to bet that she's not 120? He's like, I'm gonna bring a scale tomorrow. We're gonna weigh you in front of the class. I was like, imagine if I was chubby. I was
That's
like, imagine
embarrassing.
if I'm like, oh, I'm 100. You're not 100. You're 140.
And I remember Kimmy came home that day and she was like, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. And I was like,
They're
what?
gonna weigh me in class.
I was like, what do you mean they're going to weigh you in class? What's going on? She's like, yeah, my teacher wants to prove to the class that I'm not 120. I was like, what? Like, hold
And then
on,
he
what?
bet it on with me. He's like, "Oh, you have to bring me like a soda." I'm like, "I'm not betting anything."
That is
baby."
insane. That is,
Yeah.
it just shook me up. I think I call the principal. I am that Karen. When it comes down to my kids, I don't care. Like, don't mess with my kids because I
And I
will.
don't mind him joking, but it's just like to the whole class. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's
Come
not
on,
okay.
dude.
Because that's the thing too that I tell Kimmy. Like, okay, just how people fat shame, they also skinny shame, and that's
Yeah.
not cool. Because at the end of the day, I always tell her, la flaca quiere ser gorda y la gorda quiere ser flaca. Nobody here is happy with their body. I feel like no matter what, even if you have the perfect body, there's something we don't like about our body, you know? So for somebody to pull out your insecurity, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's kind of like rude, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
And I liked him too. I was like, he's a cool teacher.
Well, maybe that's why he was like, ah, me voy a llevar con ella. And you're like, ah, me dolió.
I like you, but not that much, teacher.
But you know what? No, I feel like this new generation like does not get bullied like we
Yeah,
get
that's
bullied
true.
because I feel like the parents now are like no bullying because we got bullied, you know? And I feel like now there's so much bullying awareness and all this stuff. Dude, when I would tell my teacher like I don't want to go to lunch because I'm getting bullied and they're like toughen up. You know, like I'm like nobody cared. I feel like just in general, like people care more now, like awareness, like for autism. I would never hear about that when I was younger. I mean, de vez en cuando, but now like there's awareness of everything, you know? I know that that's something that I always complain with Kimmy about how I'm like, dude, I feel like I mean, obviously I'm happy that my kids have a better life now, but the bullying overall, like now if I'm like, oh my god, like le dijiste esto a mi niña and you go to the school, like it's actually cared about. Back in the day, it's kind of like, okay, you know, what about it? And I remember it was really bad. Like with me, with other girls, I would see like them get bullied, and I think that's kind of what changed too. Like I said, the girls working in the offices now they're like, no, not you being the girl who bullied me.
Bye. That is true though, cause I didn't. I think I stopped getting bullied like in 5th grade. So
Well, that's when you stop being fat.
bye.
I let my intrusive thoughts win, and I do it a lot. And I remember Kimmy when she was like 9 or 10, guys, she was going through this chunky stage. Like it was
Mine
not,
wasn't chunky.
but I
My
never,
belly was round.
I just looked 6 months pregnant. I
Mom.
never told her you're fat.
Because that's me.
But
You
I,
don't use that word up
but it
in
was like
here.
there's nothing against them. Obviously, I had a chubby daughter.
No.
I'm chubby myself. I don't know
Just
how to
thick with four
like as in
Cs.
like Kimmy's nickname when I'm kind of mad at her or upset.
I have like 7, so don't believe her.
That's true. No, that's true. Dios, I will nickname you. Like if you have a nickname for me, that's because me
You're
and you are
special.
like this. Because if you don't have a nickname, I'm just like, you're mid. No,
Oh.
but cuando ya te doy un nickname feo is because we're fucking like we're like
I think
like
that's where I got from you too. Because like every friend that I have mostly has a nickname.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody, like Manny is schmuckum,
I
or
don't know
when
where
I'm
she
like
gets these names
when I'm
though.
really in a good mood, he's my schmucka noodle, and when I'm like, ooh, I need to kiss some booty, he's my schmucka noodle gum drop. But Kimmy, it was
I don't have no schmuckanoodle
it
gum
was
drop.
Tabitha. Kimberly just wasn't going with her. Like it just wasn't her name anymore. Kimmy wasn't her name. She was looking like a Tabitha. And then it was like or Tubby Taba. Like cuando le hacía un cariñito, I'm like, venga, mi Tubby Taba or Taba Waba. It just depends. But yeah, like como que ya se le quedó, I'll be like Taba, Taba Waba. If you ever hear me calling her Taba, it's not because she's fat, obviously, but it's just
Kinda
como que se
stuck
le
with
quedó,
it.
yeah. You know how like they call people gordo and it's like where?
Right. Oh my god, Tata would call me flaca when I was on Earth. Like why? And like he still says it every once in a while, but he doesn't even say it anymore. I'm like,
I
what
know.
happened to flaca?
I think it was his way of calling you chunky too.
And that would be like motivation for me. Like I'm not even.
You're like, I'm not
yeah.
fat.
I'm
My
still
tata's
baddie. Do you hear him call me flaca?
but I think because he would call her flaca the most when she was not flaca, not indeed
Yeah.
flaca.
They
But
be lying on the day, mom. Lying on the day. I still love myself.
you're like, and I had more
I
game.
think, yeah, I think that was my most confident age. Like
Your JoJo Siwa era.
girl, yes. I had my big old bow, and I was still like, my lip gloss is popping.
But I do feel like it's also a Latino thing. Like, have you noticed, like, Latino families, they'll give their kids the
They'll call you out like
meanest
this.
nicknames. Like,
The
gordo.
meanest.
Like, me, my mom, dude, she would call me Bito. And Bito, like, I was so embarrassed, guys. My husband, Manny, thought for the longest time it was with a P. I'm like, why in the world would she call me that? But anyway, this is why. Okay, so this is the reason why my mom called me Bito, and this is the reason why Manny thought it was with a P.
Because she thought you were guys.
Oh no. So I guess when I was younger, I was super, super, super skinny. Like I was extremely skinny with a big head, according to my mom. And she's like, pareces un clavito. Like all you see is la cabeza del clavo. So she would always like, quítate, Vito. So se me quedó like Vito. That's my nickname. To this day, she calls me that. And I remember Manny's like, he's like, why does your mom call you that? And I'm like, oh, because I'm skinny with a big head. He's like,
chill.
just the fact that I'm saying that. And sometimes, guys, I do catch myself saying the awkwardest things in front of Kimmy, and I'm like, let's just pretend we didn't say that. Okay, can we talk about the word that you hate me saying?
Oh my god! Like actually, every time she says that word, like I just want to like vanish from this earth.
Okay, so I had the talk with her, obviously, So when I had the talk with her, I'm very blunt once again, and I was like, guys at this age, you have to remember, are only thinking about one thing. They're horny. And I said that word, and Kimmy was like, and she was like, I didn't know you knew that word. I'm like, what?
Like I thought like I don't know. I'm like I didn't.
You thought it was a new word?
Like, I never heard you say that word. Well, why would you say that?
Why would I say that? So I think we finished the fun facts.
We're not good at counting.
We're not. Another fun fact, we don't know how to count. They're like, girl, it was 5 numbers. Yeah, we'll save the other facts for next one. Let us know what you guys want us to expose, because we're here to expose, girl. We're making this good TV. Sorry, guys, we had some technical difficulties, as you can tell, first time again. So we had to switch the camera. Shout out to all of the people who are like, opening waves. For me being on that podcast, I was like, you know what? I like this mic situation. And it's so funny because I was like, I'm so shy. It was literally giving me.
Oh my gosh.
Es que, guys, like, me da vergüencita.
Try to be mysterious.
Me da vergüencita to be like my full baddie potential. But so I was like, ay, es que me da pena. He literally told me, girl, you just came from an entrevista in a TV show. ¿Cómo te da pena? And I was like, oh.
Make it make sense.
The moment he turns on the mic, I'm like, hey, guys, welcome back.
Bye. Not the voice. The voice change. We're never gonna finish this,
Yeah,
guys.
no, we're
She
not. But
has her professional voice.
I worked for home mortgages with Wells Fargo for years. So
Queen.
if you know, you know. If you worked at a call center, like you could be like, sí, qué pedo, whatever. And then the phone rings, hey guys, welcome to, like it's a complete, and it's crazy because if you look at my first videos, when I started, it was when I was working at Wells Fargo. I'm like, hey guys, welcome back. Like it was very
Your little
much,
squeaky voice.
yeah, and it was very like, customer service vibes.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, me vale. But yeah, I think that was a good video for today.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about.
Or we do want to bring in some guests, and of course
Yeah.
we will. But we also want to have over the phone guests. So let us know because we have some people in other states, other
Different
countries, Yep.
codes.
We can get London, Mexico, whoever you guys want. Let us know, and we will give them a lip call.
Green.
Guys, I grew up in the era where we would prank call people. Like we would
We
call
should
people.
prank
We
call.
should
How
prank
long
call
is this
people.
video?
Like that would be so fun.
That would be
And I don't think we'll do
fun.
it
I'm like, oops,
today.
I accidentally called him.
Imagine like it wasn't me. I seen the podcast. That would be funny. But yeah, give us some comments, some suggestions. Guys, again, if it's not perfect, I promise you. We weren't even gonna record today, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I said, we're wearing the outfits that we took the pixtures for the podcast in. But we're
We're
like, you know what? Sabes que we like everything to be así, pues. Because I feel like if we overthink stuff, no va a
That's when
salir
things go
bien.
wrong too.
Yeah, or like it's just too staged, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we have a little setup, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's just para que pues, and even the lights, I feel like they're cute, but let us know because I feel like they're kind of mareándonos.
Bye.
But
It's giving.
I know we were. I told Kimmy, I'm like, should we turn off the lights? Let us know too in the
Then it's
comments down
giving.
below. Is it too romantic with the lights off?
Oh, wait, it's kind of.
It's kind of a vibe.
Okay, guys, let us know what you prefer.
Lights off, lights on.
Oh!
But yeah, we really do consider your guys' suggestions. We want to
But
see.
not too much. Just kidding.
And thank you so much for watching today. If you're watching, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. If you're watching. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, we're on all platforms now. So make sure you guys go and listen. We appreciate you guys and we will be back every week. So make sure you stay tuned. Ya para el próximo video, I'll have a for sure on what days are going to be here on YouTube and what days are going to be on like Spotify. But as of now, stay tuned.